Today we're going to read the book of Thunder Boy Jr. You might remember the illustrator of this book. This book is written by Sherman Alexie and it's illustrated by Yuyi Morales. We read another book that was illustrated by Yuyi Morales at the beginning of first grade. Do you remember this book, Dreamers, where they go to the library and they come to San Francisco? They take a bath in the fountain. Here's a beautiful picture of the library. So while I'm reading, you might notice that the illustrations, the pictures in this book look very similar. But this book is written by a different author. This book is written by Sherman Alexie, who's actually a very famous writer for grown-ups. This is his first book for kids. Sherman Alexie is actually named after his father. His father is named Sherman Alexie Sr., and his name is Sherman Alexie Jr., which is kind of like the story in Thunder Boy Jr. So while I'm reading the book today, I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked you about Alma. In this book, I want you to think about, how does Thunder Boy Jr. feel about his name? And then you're going to make a connection and think about, if you could change your name, what would you want to change your name to? While I'm reading, you can talk to your elephant, you can talk to me, or you can talk to somebody who's watching the video with you. Thunder Boy Jr. by Sherman Alexie, illustrated by Yuyi Morales. Hello, my name is Thunder Boy. Thunder Boy Smith. That's my real name. My dad gave it to me at birth. My mom wanted to name me Sam. Sam is a good name. Sam is a normal name. Thunder Boy is not a normal name. There is nobody on earth with the same name as me. I am the only Thunder Boy who has ever lived, or so you would think. But I am named after my dad. He is Thunder Boy Smith Sr., and I am Thunder Boy Smith Jr. People call him Big Thunder. That nickname is a storm filling up the sky. People call me Little Thunder. That nickname makes me sound like a burp or a fart. Oh no. How does Thunder Boy Jr. feel about his name? Tell someone what you think. My mother's name is Agnes. My sister's name is Lillian. Those are fancy names, but they are normal names. Thunder Boy Jr. is not even close to normal. Can I tell you a secret? Come over here and I will whisper it in your ear. Don't get me wrong, my dad is awesome, but I don't want to have the same name as him. I want my own name. I want a name that sounds like me. I want a name that celebrates something cool that I've done. How does he feel about his name? Tell someone what you're thinking. I once touched a wild orca on the nose. So maybe my name should be Not Afraid of 10,000 Teeth. I once climbed a mountain. So maybe my name should be Touch the Clouds. I love playing in the dirt, so maybe my name should be Mud in His Ears. I learned to ride a bike when I was 3, so maybe my name should be Gravity's Best Friend. I once dreamed the sun and moon were my mom and dad, so maybe my name should be Star Boy. I like to go to garage sales with my mom, so maybe my name should be Old Toys Are Awesome. My dog likes to chase his tail. He likes to chase my tail. So maybe my name should be Can't Run Fast While Laughing. I love powwow dancing. I'm a grass dancer. So maybe my name should be Drums, Drums, and More Drums. So Sherman Alexie, the author of this book, is Native American. Remember, Native American means the first people who lived in a land. And Native Americans often have a celebration called a powwow. where people do traditional dances. So you can see Thunder Boy Jr. also likes to go to the powwow, and he's a great dancer. Okay, I'm going to pause right here. Think about all those different names that Thunder Boy Jr. is imagining for himself. Which one do you think would be a good name? Which one should he pick? I dream of traveling the world, so maybe my name should be Full of Wonder. I do not want the name they gave me when I was born. I do not want to be Little Thunder. I don't want to be small. I love my dad, but I don't want to be exactly like him. I love my dad, but I want to be mostly myself. I love my dad, but I want my own name. What do I do? What do I say? Son, this is the dad talking now. I think it's time I gave you a new name, a name of your own. My dad read my mind. My dad read my heart. Son, my name will still be Thunder, but your new name will be Lightning. Together, my dad and I will become amazing weather. Our love will be loud and it will be bright. My dad and I will light up the sky. The end. So think about that story of Thunder Boy Jr. How was he feeling about his name? And then when he changed his name, how did he feel? Today on Seesaw, I want you to think about, what if you could change your name? What would you like to change your name to? Make a video and tell us what you think.